Alright, second video is not gonna align, so bear with me. It was so funny. I got into work and my phone wasn't working, and I had 5G UC, and my coworker was sitting there. I was like, "Are you having issues with your phone?" And she said, "No, not at all." I said, "Imagine that." I said, "So freaking obvious, you know?" Then I jump on my work's Wi-Fi, same issue. You know, it's so freaking sloppy. It's so sloppy. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. That said, for entertainment purposes only, you know, my mom, I get so passionate about certain things. Like I'm having to learn to tame myself when I'm out and about, just because at the end of the day, I'm having so many blockages when it comes to building my stuff and censorship and all that stuff, that like it's very difficult for me, right? So obviously I need to keep the oh so gracious job they've provided me. Thank you. And so it's just sometimes, but it's like nobody says thank you anymore, you know. No, you know, people are just so grumpy, you know. When you become one with yourself, you become one with your soul, you don't get grumpy. You get indifferent and perplexed. I'm definitely indifferent and perplexed throughout my day. Like I went to Walmart today. I'm just so tired of being followed. I'm so tired of being gawked at. I'm so tired of the madness. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to be a little silent superstar, you know? And it's so crazy too, because I have such a hit on my back, and I literally like have pennies. And I live at my parents'. It just makes you wonder. I mean, in different instances like that, it's just confirmation of what I carry inside of me and the abilities that I do have. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be so heavily targeted and surveillanced and stopped in all corners, you know. And God went through that. Jesus went through that. All walks of the Bible. And I'm literally reliving what he walked through. And that's why we're so close. But it was designed that way. Like, I speak to the birds, I speak to the animals, I speak to, like, and I do it all inside my head. I say some things out loud. I do. But I don't. I do it all. It's all inner dialogue. It's all inner dialogue. If I wasn't in such a unique circumstances and people actually wanted to have genuine conversations with me instead of pretending like they don't know what's happening around me or to me, then I'd be happy to talk to them about it and how it works with me, you know, with my spirituality and my connection with God and, you know, things like that. Like, I would love to talk to people about that, you know. I wanted to touch on this too. I get a lot of messages on Facebook, and it's so bizarre to me because I get messages on Facebook and I get messages on TikTok, and again, thank you for all the love and support, but very rarely is there any support on any of my posts. It's all in Messenger. Is that not peculiar to you? Because it's peculiar to me. It's a little indifferent. You know, I love you guys. Again, not looking for any romantic connections, just focusing on my day-to-day, right? Excuse me. Bless you. But I do appreciate all the love and support. But again, I apologize if I'm not responding to the messages and things like that, but I can read through the disingenuousness, and it's just not, you know, if you want to get to know me, you would comment on my posts, you would even watch them or whatever, not just send me messages like that, you know what I mean? It's a little different. And I think that goes alongside of just always walking. I just don't understand why we have lost sight of treating people the way that you want to be treated. Treating people the way that you want to be treated. Looking at people the way you would want them to look at you, right? Like, how you're perceived on the inside and outside is how you should look at other people, I think. Like, you can't judge other people and think that you're not going to be judged. You can't be ill to people or create all this madness around them and think that it's not going to somehow affect you, because it's going to affect you. That's a horrible thing to follow you with. You know what I mean? When you sow seeds like that are so ingrained, where like, oh my gosh, if they get out, I mean, if they get out, you could literally go to jail in some cases, right? And it's just not on a side of the fence that you want to be carrying and always looking over. So you have to be very careful how you treat people. And treating people the way that you always want to be treated is numero uno. Loving thy brother, loving thy sister, not judging. And I am going to spend some time on talking about soul. I think that it needs to be talked about more. Like, to me personally, I think your soul runs alongside the Holy Spirit. And Jesus literally says, my Father sends down the Holy Spirit to be with you, inside of you. Like, your soul runs alongside the Holy Spirit. And so if you're running alongside a soul that doesn't carry the nature and the characteristics of what God and Jesus does on the daily basis, simultaneously throughout the day, every day, how are you supposed to connect to the Spirit inside of you? You can't. It's not possible. It's not possible. You connect to the Spirit by walking the path as if they do. And it's very hard in a world built not to have you walk that way. The world is built for you to be mad and angry and never feel good enough. That's what it's been built for, because they want to keep us on the strings. They want to keep control. They want to keep power, you know? And it's just sick. It's sick what we're doing and what the lengths they're going to hide it. Not even just in my case, but circumstantial, worldwide. Based off just all, I mean, it's, you know, and I know that I'm kind of rambling in this video, but in a nutshell, I love you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. You know, I don't have it all figured out. Never will I ever have it all figured out. But you know, I know who does. God does. The Most High Source. They do. They got it all figured out. And I know, because I walk so strongly and closely to them, day to day, every minute by the day, I don't walk in worry. I don't walk in fear. I walk in sadness, you know, discomfort sometimes, because it's just awkward, you know. I'm not saying everybody enjoys doing it by any means. I think people are really put in an unfavorable position right now because of the magnitude what it's grown to be. That there's just a lot of different, you know, there's millions of different pieces in the pot now, and it's all crumbling in the way that God strategically planned it. And if there's rejection, like Tay told me, she saved me this morning, but it was so cool. If there is rejection, it's for my protection, you know. And so if people aren't in my life, or if I'm, you know, walking into different circumstances and I see behind the veil, it's for my protection, and it's for a reason. And it's for me to gain wisdom. And honestly, I'm just being used as a bait and switch at this moment. God's using me to bait them and then switch it. You know, them, they, lovers, ops, whatever. For entertainment purposes only. It really is. It's just a bait and switch, and God's carrying the keys. And, you know, it's one of those things. But I love you guys. I hope you have sweet dreams. I'm going to eat dinner. I need to eat somehow and then finish watching Chosen. I'm going to probably rewatch it again. It's a really good episode. If you haven't watched it, you should. I love Chosen. I love you guys. Have a great night.